What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. XRP has been looking really, really good today, and we got some huge news. Obviously, we want to get into any news that we do have, but it's kind of like this, right? When you know that XRP is going to be mainstream, you know when XRP is going to be heavily utilized in not just this country, the U.S., right, but many countries, across the world, around the world. I cannot say across because you might ignite some arguments there, but around the world, um, you know that there's much to talk about here, much to use here, right? So I want to talk about XRP and talk about the breaking news that we had today, the price movement that we've seen today, the um, the supply, and all of the stuff that we really want to talk about. So before we get started in this, make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell for more of these videos. Also, make sure you check out some of the links down below. It does help out the channel. And if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, follow me on Patreon, those links are in the description. Now, at the top of the description, I also have a link for BTCC, which is a fantastic platform that I've been able to use for over a year. And I've been profitable ever since. Even as you saw the market collapse and many people that got liquidated off of leverage trading, I still ended up with profitability based on my trading strategies and making sure that I am fully backed and I get back to a point where I'm at least at a break even if all else fails. And obviously, for everything failed, right? But if you know what you're doing, if you are educated in reading charts and all of that, and just try to learn the basics, you can gain so much in leverage trading. So BTCC, if you specifically use my link, you will get a 10% deposit bonus, extra bonuses up to $10,055, 40% lower trading fees, and you can trade all the way up to a 500x leverage. So feel free to check out that link. It is down there in the description, at the top of the description. Now, XRP currently stands at a good place. It's at a $2.67 level, um, which is up by 2%, right? A little over 2% in the last 24 hours. Volume is up by 36% at about $4 or $5 billion in volume, which is always insane to say, and currently sitting at a $160 billion market cap. Now, the circulating supply is another key thing, right? Getting up to 60%, you know that they're going to add that supply there, so we have to factor that into our returns, our short-term returns. But when it comes to overall, use and the growth there, I don't necessarily really need to factor that into heavily because I know it's going to be worth multiple trillions of dollars. But it's at 60% of the total supply, 60 billion coins, and the total supply is sitting at about 99.98 billion. They do have a standard or natural burn that happens with it per transactions that are going through, so you are going to see a decrease in that total supply. It's just not having a major factor with the amount of transactions that are there. Eventually, we'll see a decent size impact, but it still won't be at a level to where you'll see like multiple billions of coins that are falling off or falling out. But anyways, XRP at a really, really good spot. I have I'm not upset with it, but I do want to know why we are seeing that major movement. So a landmark legal victory and major partnerships ignite a historic rally. I wouldn't necessarily call it fully historic, but we are seeing a rally. We are seeing some movement in the green, especially after seeing everything that has dropped down to seem like historic lows for that short of a period of time. Like, they dropped insanely for everything across the crypto market. And that's the risk you take by investing into a speculative market, right? It's a market that hasn't yet been fully secured yet, and fully backed yet, but is slowly getting into that conversation. So seeing that drop was pretty crazy. But the cryptocurrency market was set ablaze today as XRP experienced an unprecedented price surge. I couldn't say that word, but catapulting the digital asset to levels not seen in years. The dramatic rally, which saw XRP's value skyrocket by over 80% in a single 24-hour period, was primarily fueled by a long-awaited and definitively favorable resolution to the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, lawsuit against Ripple Labs, compounding the bullish sentiment. Ripple also announced several strategic partnerships with global financial institutions, significantly expanding the utility and adoption of its on-demand liquidity solution. Let's go down here. So I wanted to see what's next for the crypto. As you saw that, right? You can go into all the different information if you want. The ramifications of Ripple's legal victory and XRP's subsequent surge are profound for the entire crypto market. In a short term, or in the short term, we can expect a continued bullish sentiment for XRP, potentially leading to a further price discovery as more institutional capital flows into the asset. The regulatory clarity could encourage other altcoins to pursue similar legal battles to engage more proactively with regulators, fostering a heavier, more compliant ecosystem. We might see a ripple effect. I mean, pun intended, I guess. No pun intended, but the pun has to be intended. Across the other major altcoins as investors seek out assets with clear regulatory paths. And I feel like this is going to not necessarily create a bunch of lawsuits that they search out. Oh, I want my cryptocurrency to be, actually the only thing that's has legal clarity. Like XRP is the only cryptocurrency on the market that has legal clarity. That's what makes it very, very interesting. And it is a big deal to see XRP have legal clarity, to see Ripple have legal clarity, and to move forward with any processes and any partnerships that are out there, which is definitely a big deal. So bottom line, today's events mark a monumental turning point for XRP investors and broader crypto ecosystem. The key takeaway is the immense value of regulatory clarity. It has demonstrably unlocked, hopefully I'm saying that right, significant market potential and investor confidence for crypto investors and enthusiasts. And this serves as a powerful reminder of the impact legal and regulatory developments can have on asset valuations and market trajectories. The long-term significance of this ruling cannot be overstated, as it set a precedent that could inform future regulatory frameworks globally and accelerate the mainstream adoption of cryptocurrency. And I think this is something that we can, it's obviously huge news for Ripple, it's huge news for XRP, it's huge news for the crypto market, because that's one thing that we have been searching for as investors. We want to see change, right? Willing to accept that change and willing to accept that there's something new that's out here that we're willing to use. Yes, it doesn't fit your consistent framework or your framework now, to say that cryptocurrency can be looked at the same way as the dollar. Cryptocurrency can be looked at the same way as whatever, right? It's giving you an understanding that our government is willing to say we're willing to adopt the new normal, but we have to have some sort of regulation to understand what should be traded and what should be utilized, what should be on these platforms, what platforms we can use, and also regulation on the platforms themselves. And I feel like that's where we're going to get to, is the regulation on the platforms, and then those platforms are only going to be able to trade certain cryptocurrencies based on if they have, like, if they have readiness, if they are secure, safe, if they're cheap, whatever, right? Whatever the rules are in the end. But this is definitely going to be interesting for the entire cryptocurrency market. But in the short term, for the time being, XRP is kind of that main focus, and it's the only one with legal clarity. Ripple is that main focus, and it's the only one with legal clarity. So I'm very, very excited for what the future will bring and where we will get to. But this is still just another step in the process of making cryptocurrency more usable and people wanting to use it. Not necessarily just like, hey, we can use this. It's like people are like deciding to use it. And you have even banks that are, partnering with Ripple to utilize XRP and have a cheaper, faster, more efficient process, all of those things, right? Anyways, guys, I want to know what you guys think about this. Is this big news? Are you excited about the future of cryptocurrency, or do you not care at all? Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Also, check out my link for BTCC down below if you guys are interested. I'm going to get out of here, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.